July saw the release of what might just be the biggest and most anticipated video game mod ever made. Fallout London is finally here, and aside from some technical issues, it's absolutely worth the wait. It's a completely fan-made British entry in what had been an exclusively American series, and on top of having its own distinct identity, remains faithful to the franchise while lifting the best elements from each of its installments, such as the open-ended quest design of Fallout New Vegas and the satisfying gameplay of Fallout 4.
If you're in any doubt about why a mod is headlining this month's recap, let me try to explain the scale of Fallout London. The open world itself is the size of Fallout 4's Commonwealth plus Far Harbour, and doing everything in the game will take you up to 90 hours. Even though this is a completely fan-made effort, all of the characters are fully voiced, with some of them being brought to life by names you might just recognise. In the voice credits, you can expect to see Neil Newbon, well known for his performance as Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3, Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor, and John Burko, the former Speaker of the UK's House of Commons.
After braving the daunting installation process, I checked out the mod for myself and have so far been very impressed. The level of detail and choice rivals that of some of Bethesda's best titles, and as both a fan of Fallout and a British person, I found plenty of things to keep me interested. If you've got the patience to both install the mod and endure these somewhat common crashes, Fallout London is an absolute must-play for anyone with an interest in Bethesda's post-apocalyptic franchise.
The First Descendant is one of two highly anticipated multiplayer free-to-play titles for the month of July, and despite receiving mixed reviews, it seems to be doing well, peaking at over 250,000 concurrent players. Fans of the game praise its fresh take on the looter-shooter genre, with plenty of unique approaches to combat, while its detractors criticise its allegedly boring narrative and expensive microtransactions.
Nobody Wants to Die is a narrative cyberpunk adventure game which makes up for its lack of gameplay with beautiful visuals and an engaging story. The system requirements are pretty steep, but you'll understand why after spending just a few seconds in its incredibly immersive and lifelike environments. It also offers quite a few choices which lead to a number of unique endings, and after rolling credits, I was very satisfied with the game as a whole, and it's even more impressive considering its $25 price tag and indie development team.
The second free-to-play co-op release of July was Once Human, a survival crafting game which has met mostly positive reviews on Steam. It's receiving a similar amount of players to the First Descendant, but sentiment surrounding the title seems to be a little bit better, with fans praising its impressive base building and satisfying combat. So it seems many are excited for the future of Once Human.
Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn seems to be yet another fairly satisfactory release for the month of July. It's apparently a satisfying action RPG with some Souls-like influences and an allegedly disappointing story, and is currently sitting at 75% positive on Steam based on just 369 reviews.
The Outlast trials just got what might be its biggest update yet, featuring a new main enemy which changes up the game with its long-range attack, a number of new trials which are all consistent in their quality, and a unique roguelike mode which strips you of your upgrades and forces you to adapt in the face of increasing difficulty. We've been incredibly impressed by the sheer amount of substantial content updates and improvements that have been added to this game since its release last year, and if you're yet to experience it for yourself, now is the perfect time.
So what do we have to look forward to next month? Well, August is actually shaping up to be a pretty massive month for video game releases. On the 20th, we'll get to play the highly anticipated Souls-like Black Myth Wukong. A few days later, the first-party PlayStation hero shooter Concord releases, before Star Wars Outlaws wraps up an enormous month on the 30th. Make sure to let us know which title you're most excited for in the comments down below, and while you're down there, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, see you next month.